Hello everyone and welcome to this 20-minute low impact interval workout. Now the great thing about a low impact workout is it's less stress on your joints, but we can still keep your heart rate elevated. Now we're going to be working on 40 seconds of exercise, 20 seconds of rest. We do each exercise twice and I will demonstrate the exercise during that rest period. I'm going to start my timer, we'll get going. Now, this is all body weight today, so no weights are required. We're going to start off with what's called a walkout. Now, you hip hinge, folding yourself down, touch your toes, walk yourself out, squeeze your glutes, and then push your hips up nice and high. We've got about 5 seconds before we go. And let's do this. Fold yourself down, walk yourself out, squeeze your glutes, push those hips up nice and high, and there we come. So we're going to do this one twice. Now, this one is great if you haven't already done a bit of a warm-up, which some people do, some people don't. It's a great way to get that heart rate elevated a little bit. We just keep it nice and easy to begin with. We don't go jumping around straight away. We make sure that we get that, we ease that heart rate up. Folding down, touch the toes. Okay, and rest. So we've got 20 seconds of rest, we'll do that again. Now, if you're feeling strong, we can do a push-up at the bottom of our walkout on this round if you like. Entirely up to you. I'm going to add a little push-up because I'm feeling strong. Are we ready? Let's do this. Down we go. So at the bottom here, I'm going to come down nice and slow, push myself back up and come to stand up. Now, if you're not quite on that full push-up yet, you can go down to your knees. Down, up, and up again. We've got all the options here. Just keep your body moving. Keep it nice and steady. There we go. Oh. Fold yourself down. We've got about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Next up, we've got a lateral lunge. So we're going to do one side, then the other. We're going to drop down, keep the leg you're leaving behind nice and straight. We drop our hips down, try and keep your chest up, and then push yourself back to your original position. Now, if that's a little tough for you, you can stay with your feet nice and wide. We drop down and up. Off we go. So, option 1, drop down, keep your feet where they are. Option 2, push yourself back up to your original position. Down. Try and keep that leg nice and straight. Remember, the chest is up. We don't want to start folding ourselves down here. This is no good. You've weakened through your core. You're not keeping your core active. Push it down. Down. Chest stays up, hips come down. Nice little stretch on that adductor. And rest. What we're going to do is we're going to change to the other side. We're going to go the other way. Now remember, we do each exercise twice, but on the unilateral ones, which means we work one side then the other, we'll do the opposites. Okay? Right, get yourself set. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Down, up. Remember, you have the option just to keep your feet where they are. Push hips down, legs straight, and stay. If you're strong enough, you can really drive yourself back into that original position. Down, up, down. I like to put my hands out in front of me just to balance myself out. See, I'm driving my hips backwards. Okay, hips go back, chest goes up, hips come down, and you drive yourself back up. Rest. Good. We go back to the other side. So we've got an idea of what we're doing now. If you had your feet in a static position on the first round, let's see if we can push that up a little bit for round number 2. Okay, we're ready. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Down. Up. So remember, we do each exercise twice. Push those hips back. Don't be afraid to let that knee come over the toe. Don't be afraid of that. Now, we want to make sure that the knee pushes outwards in this position. We don't let that knee drop in here. Strengthen our glutes to keep that knee pushing out, and also the mobility on the adductor, the opposite side. So make sure it's allowed to push out. And rest. So we come back. One more on this side. And we're changing the exercises up. Anytime you need some water, guys, go and grab some. Keep yourself hydrated. Right, 5, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Up. Push it. Oh, that's it. So you drive that chest up, down, and up. Up, 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 up. Now, if you're pretty new to exercise, these are great learning platforms just to learn how to get your positioning right. It's like having a personal trainer in your home or in your ear. And rest. Okay, so we're going to go into squats now. So feet are shoulder width apart, toes ever so slightly turned out. Now, depending on your kind of genetic makeup of your hips, will depend on how wide your feet go. You decide. We keep our chest up, hips down, come up, squeeze your glutes. Off we go. So, pushing the knees out, and you're squeezing your glutes. Try and get yourself down nice and low. We want to try and get those hips low without that back folding. Keep the chest up nice and high. Again, place the hands out in front of you. Down. Get that squeeze on your glutes. Zip up at the top. Your understanding of your hips and where they should be. It's so important in exercise. Down. Arms out. One more. Down. And rest. Shake it off. Have a little walkabout if you need to. Key thing on there, you'll notice weight was predominantly through my heels. It was evenly through my feet, but a lot of people will come up onto their toes. So we want to try and keep that weight on the heels as best we can. Off we go. So chest up, hips down, knees out, weight on heels. There's your 4 cues, if you like. Your 4 things to look out for when you're performing a squat. Down. Oh, yeah. Legs are feeling the workout now. They're starting to get into it. Down. Let's keep going. One more. And rest. Superb. So now we're going to go into that, what we call unilateral, one side then the other. We're going to go into a split stance deadlift. So you're going to have one foot out in front of you. We're not using any weight, this is just understanding the hip hinge and the feeling on the back of the legs. We're going to come down and up. Are you ready? Let's go. So, most of my weight right now is on my right leg. You see? My left leg, all it is doing is just keeping myself stable. I'm trying to lean over the right leg as much as I can. You'll notice the knee is only slightly going forward. It's not coming forward into a squat position. I'm pushing my hips back. Head's going forward. I'm almost getting a stretch on this right hamstring. Come up, and I'm leaning across. Leaning across, I'm going to show you this way, so you can have a bit of understanding of it. You can see where my weight is. My weight is really over that right leg, and rest. So we're going to go to the other side. So this is relatively complicated, well, it's very complicated, but just learn the main positions is weight across on the front leg more. Don't let the knee go too far forward. Keep your back flat. Don't let the back fold, okay? Left leg, let's go. So, hip hinge down, come up, squeeze that glute. Up, down, up. Understanding how to get into a position of a deadlift is way more important than any weight you can push. So just even this body weight now, I can feel my hamstring working, and I can feel my glute working, which is the most important thing. Understanding you've got to keep this tight here and you don't fold in your back. Down, up, and rest. We're going to go back to the other side. So there's a lot of things to understand on this one, but understand the principle and you can see the difference between a squat, which is up and down, and a deadlift position, which is back and forth. So think about that. Tilt the pelvis down, okay? Off we go. Down. Tilt the pelvis up at the top. Down before you go down. So that's the first movement. Here, leaning back, up, squeezing that glute. Down, up. There are so many factors to think about when you're doing a deadlift. And a split stance one is a little bit tougher, but it's a great way to learn. You see how my foot is only just behind, and my knees are pretty much staying in the same position. This isn't tilting, keeps my hips square. Rest, we go to the other side. Hopefully you're starting to grasp it. In some of my other workouts, I've got weights and I do weighted RDLs, deadlifts, various other things. But this is a great place to learn. We're ready. Let's go. Hip hinge down, feel that stretch, come up, zip it up, zip, all the way down. All the way down is my post chain. Glute is on fire. Down. Pushing those hips back, zip it back up, up, and rest. Superb. Okay, so now we're going to go into more of an upper body and core. So we're going to do what's called shoulder taps. Key thing with shoulder taps is the wider your feet are, the easier it is. The more narrow your hands are, the easier it is. So you can challenge yourself and you can find your position. We hold here and we tap our shoulders. Let's go. Keeping the hips as still as you can. Imagine right now you have a glass of water on your back. And we're just tapping, tap, keeping the hand underneath the shoulders. We don't want to have our hands here. This is no good. We're working the shoulders. We're working our core. Keeping those hips nice and still. Now I can bring my feet in and I can challenge myself a little bit more, coming onto the mat. Now that's a real challenge. And rest it down. So you'll know if you're doing that one right, if you can feel it in your abs. That's the key thing. It's like having a table and taking one leg away. You've got to hold that stability. We're going to go one more time. Okay. And off we go. Tap, tap, tap. Hips are nice and still. Keep them as still as you can. Last few seconds. And rest. Whew. So, that's going to lead us into our next one. We're going to be doing a side plank, okay? So we're going into more core and ab exercises now. So you've got your options on this. So option number one is up on your knees here. Option two, up. Let's hold, let's go. So keep the hips up nice and high. Lean over your elbow. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and try and keep those hips up. Now remember, you've got your option. This is just as good. This is really going to work your obliques, your QL, your serratus. Everything is just working hard to hold yourself in this position, keeping those hips up nice and high. This is arguably a little less stress on your shoulder as well. So if you've had shoulder issues, on the knees is absolutely fine. On the toes for the hard cores. Okay, rest it down. We're going to come to the other side, holding our position. Right, we've got about 5 seconds. Oh, I'm going to go on my knees. Off we go. Come up. And we're holding. Keep your breathing. Keeping those hips up. Yes. Core is tight. Lean over the shoulder now. You'll notice this shoulder will want to kind of pull towards your ear. You want to have the strength in your lower traps to pull that down and away. Holding. A few seconds to go. Down we come. We're going to go one more on each side. Come to the other side. It's quite nice. Look. If you need to, you can get up and walk it off. If that one wasn't challenging enough for you, let's do the second side. Second round on our toes. Off we go. Coming up. Holding this position. We're breathing. Shoulder blades are squeezed. Lower traps are holding them down, away from the ears. Head is strong. And we breathe. You can really start to feel it now. We've got less than 10 seconds, gang. Come on now. We're all right. Holding strong. Glutes are squeezed. And down we come. Yes, sweet. Let's back to the other side. So we're going to try up on those toes, or on the feet, I should probably say. It's not quite toes, is it? Get yourself set. Up we come. Hips are up. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Glutes are engaged. You can kill a bit of time, go through a little checklist. Kind of ask yourself, am my glutes squeezed? Yes. Are my hips high? Yes. Am I leaning over the elbow? Is my head still? Is my head strong? I'm not looking down at my feet, I'm holding strong. Deep breaths. And down. Okay, so our last exercise, we are going to do a crunch. Now, I'll go this way. With your crunch, you've got options. Option one is feet on the floor, fingers on temples, just come up and slowly down. We control the way down. If you want to, you can bring your feet up off the floor. Let's go up and slowly down. Come up, hold, and come down with me. Up, hold, and slowly down. Up, hold, slowly down. You're in control. Up. There's no throwing yourself up. Slowly down. This is all about control. Up, strength, and slowly down. There is zero momentum. Up, hold, slowly down. We're keeping the contraction in our abs even at the bottom. Slowly down. Breathe. Rest. Nice. That slow and steady movement. You're not swinging your arms and bringing yourself up. Everything is about the strength in your abs to pull you up as high as you can and back down again. Slower can often be harder. Are we ready? Last round before we're done. Stay with me. Off we go. Up and slowly down. Coming up, squeeze and Up we come, up and slowly down. Remember, you're coming up as high as you can without throwing yourself up. We don't want to use our arms to swing ourselves up and then just fall down on the floor. We've got contraction in the abs. You're keeping the contraction in your abs. Even here, this isn't a rest period. We come up, up, try and look up towards the ceiling, up, and done. Well done. Okay, guys. Excellent work. Brilliant. Superb, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out some of my other ones. If this one was a little easy for you, I've got some more advanced ones for you to try out. I've got kettlebell ones, dumbbell ones, the stretching one. Go and do your stretching after your workouts. Go and check that one out. Listen, have a great day. Thanks very much. Take care.